Shalom, y'all, from beautiful Machane Ramah, Rome, the mountains in North Georgia, here to share with you a little something for Shabbat. In this week's Torah portion, we learn about the message of resilience. Well, you're familiar with the quote, it doesn't matter how many times you get knocked down, but how many times you get up again, and that's Vince Lombardi. Well, here we have another message of resilience from another GOAT, another greatest of all time, Moshe Rabbeinu, the greatest teacher who ever lived. So where do we see this message of resilience? Well, the Parsha opens, Parshat Korach, with an insurgence, a revolt against Moses and the house of leadership. There's a power grab going on here. And Moses is now confronted with this band of people who are out for him, out against him, and how is he going to respond? So we see in Bamidbar, the book of Numbers, 16, 3 through 5. And they combined against Moses and Aaron and said to them, Rav lachem, you have gone too far. For all of the community are holy, all of them, and God is in our midst. So why do you raise yourselves above God's congregation? Terrible accusation here, right? This is against Moses and Aaron. Are the people saying it's Korach and these bands of conspirators saying that really power is within everyone, or are they saying that they want the power? Well, how does Moses respond? Vayipol al panav. Moses hears their complaint and he falls on his face. Moses, the GOAT, the greatest of all time, on the ground, face down. Moses, what are you gonna do? Get up, let's hear it, go pray, do something. Well, the Midrash says that Moses really needed to take this moment. Why? This wasn't the first rodeo for Moses. This was his fourth, where he had previously gone to pray when the people were attacking and gathering about him and assembling against him and Aaron. And those strategies in the past, he prayed. That's what he did. Where did we see the situation before? In the case of the golden calf, assembling against Aaron, Moses prays. Next time, the mitonanim, the complainers, they want meat when they have manna falling from the sky. What does Moses do? He prays. Third instance, the spies giving this terrible report about the lands of Israel. All the people are going crazy. They want to go back to Egypt instead of going forward to the land of Israel. What does Moses do? He prays. Well, he says to himself, how can I go pray again? How many times will God give us forgiveness, give them forgiveness? This is a terrible situation. He lost hope. For a moment, Moses lost his strength and he fell on his face. But that's not the end of the story. When Moses is on the ground, what happens next? He doesn't give up. He gets up. And this time, he takes action. There's a time for prayer, but there's a time for movement and there's a time for moving forward. And that's exactly what Moses does. He takes the situation in his own hands and he acts. Verse 5, Moses gets up and then he says to Korach and all the company saying, when morning comes, God will make known who God's holy, who God thinks is holy by granting direct access. And the one whom God has chosen will be granted access. Rav lachem, he says to them. So in this instance, what does Moses do? He doesn't give up. He gets up and he takes action and he stands for righteousness and he stands for justice and he stands for truth and he stands on the side of God and he stands on the side of holiness and he says, we will not have further machloket. We will not have power grabs. We are one community. In fact, yes, but each of us has a job to do and let's find out whose job it is to serve in this way. So my blessing for us, we can't all be Moses, right? But we can learn from Moses that when we're feeling that we're knocked down, that we don't stay down, that we discover what resources are available to us and we get up and we get going and we act with a sense of truth and a sense of love, with a sense of what's right and the sense of hopefully God being on our side to tell the story in a way that is through a positive lens and through love and through light. May we all be blessed with strength. Anytime we're feeling knocked down, let's all get up. Let's get up together and make our holy community even stronger with a sense of achdut, of unity. And let us say, Amen.